So that's part two.
Part two. Now we're going to show some product. Because
so who are you?
I am Nick,
the
creative director.
Very cool.
Overlord. Yeah.
Overlord. Creative overlord. They're yelling around. So what are we going to see here?
This is kind of a skunkworks project we've been working on.
Oh.
Yeah, because just as a prelude, we have all these shopping widgets. So e-commerce, retail products, travel, local, and also text ads that we're doing. And we're getting a lot of demand from traditional brand advertisers saying, look, can you do something better than the JPEGs or GIFs served up a Dart server? We're like, absolutely, let's create interactive ads. So Nick's rolling these skunkwork projects out in that they're highly engaging, they're modal, so that you're in an experience, and we're serving contextual ads inside an experience. So I think you're going to show Flash games wrapped with our ads and a live geek show. I think a Chris Pirillo show, actually.
Ooh. We're going to see him tonight, actually. So
really?
That'll be fun. Yeah.
So this one is an example of our games container. So it would expand to...
So that looked like a banner ad,
yeah.
But it's actually an interactive Flash-based ad?
Right. So you mouse over it for a second, and then it expands to this modal full-screen container.
Okay.
Where you can... This doesn't work yet, but...
Yeah.
You know, you pick from Flash games. It contains that or...
So some of our ads are getting, there's a lot of discussion around how can creatives be more engaging. And in a lot of cases, some of our highest engaging ads are getting about 3 to 4 minutes total time inside the widget. I remember like 10 years ago, I'd be high-fiving people if I had someone interacting for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So this is an example of how you can use Flash in an engaging way and maximize the user experience so that it feels like an application, you're serving content to the consumer, and the publisher's making money from that.
Yeah.
This is our Chris Pirillo example, where we have YouTube reviews or his Twitter feed.
Yep.
Examples of other kinds of content we can plug in.
Yep.
There's also, I don't know if I'm not sure this one, but
one of Nick's favorites.
Yeah.
And this would be an example of a publisher incorporating their own content inside the ad, so that you're not getting an out-of-publisher experience. So you keep someone within your site, your own content. This is actually one of the requests we get from the casual gaming space.
Yeah.
Years ago, I was with Adam Shockwave, president of that, so I know the casual gaming space quite well. And I know that's the big issue is how do you get people staying inside an experience while you serve contextual advertising so it's not disruptive.
Yeah.
And so these will be coming out in the next couple of weeks, and we'll start testing them. So a little bit different, little secret sauce going on in the incubator lab here.
Well, we're all waiting for the next kind of ad, because banner ads, let's be honest, the effectiveness of those have gone way down, and,
right.
And you don't get paid much for them, and
no.
And nobody looks at them. I don't look at them. I mean, do you look at banner ads on the side of the,
Mine, but
yeah, yours. You might look at.
And there's a lot of inventory, right?
Yeah.
There's 80% of ad inventory is remnant now, and they're all banner ads, and the click-throughs are dropping because there's too much supply. So the challenge here is how do you satisfy the advertiser by giving them metrics other than just clicks?
Yeah.
And then how do you actually satisfy the monetization for the publisher? So we think the answer is building application ads that are highly engaging and make everyone money down the value chain. So that's we've done that with the shopping ads.
During the Lost shows, they make you play games like this in as an interstitial during the show.
Yeah.
And I remember a lot of those advertisers because you start playing their game.
That's right.
And and getting interactive. Where if they just showed me a banner or a picture or something, you just ignore it and go on.
That's right. Yeah, well, it's interesting when our travel ads launched. I mentioned the high engagement. We track all the events inside our ads.
Yeah.
So we got all this useful data that we started showing advertisers. Like, wouldn't it be interesting for the hoteliers to know how often people interacting with their brand inside an ad? That's different data than you get today. You just get click-through data and impression data. So we're tracking that now. We have a code name for that feature we're launching. That the developers came up with. It's asynchronous event logging, but if you actually condense that, it's called ASL, which is not one of our. I have a feeling that I'll be changing that name by the time we get it. So container creative development is definitely where Nick's focused. A lot of statistics.
So we're going to see these kinds of ads in the next month or so?
Yeah, so we have these in beta now, so we're testing them, and we do real-time A/B testing, and that's the beautiful thing about the web. And again, we're 17 people, but in order to scale to our footprint of 100 million unique users, we have to have instrumentation.
Yeah.
So,
A/B testing, for those who don't know, you can put two different versions of the same ad, or two different versions of the same company's ads out there and see which one works better.
That's right. So with the YieldSense technology that Greg mentioned, for example, we actually have technology that does A/B testing on specific ad offers. The typical use case there is the HDTV blogger would say, hey, I'm going to show HDTVs. Typically we find that that isn't the right solution. You should show accessories or TV DVDs. Yeah. And so we try to make the optimization process as automatic as possible. So we're trying to do the same thing with creatives as well.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Wild. So what else do we need to know about? How are you guys funded? How did the company? Because it's just a little over a year old now.
A little over a year old. So Draper, Fisher Jerviston, and Ignition Partners up here in Bellevue.
Two big VC names.
Yep, and they're great partners. Obviously, they like us to think big. It's weird. I've been associated with a bunch of startups before, and usually you try to perfect the product and the business model, and then try to figure out how to get scale. We actually launched with scale. And we've been, as Greg mentioned, building the train track as we've been flying down the mountain. And I've been yelling ahead to the product guys, build more! So we have this phenomenal scale, and we're actually in an advantageous time in the market where ad prices are going down, publishers are looking for new solutions. So we've been hitting the publisher goals out of the park. So we have all this scale, now we're building in the support structure to support that. So I've never had that experience before. You build something and then all of a sudden you get massive scale.
Yeah. If you're a blogger or a publisher like Fast Company or Time Magazine or something like that, who do we contact to talk about putting this on our site? And
that's one of the most bizarre things that people always want to talk to somebody. We have we don't have a salesperson. Yep. We don't have a publisher acquisition person. It's all do it yourself. So you can go on the site. We have a vetting process, but I have a feeling we confirm and approve your ads.
Yeah.
But widgetbucks.com would be the place to go.
Okay.
Or you can email me directly. I talk to everybody.
Okay.
Matt at widgetbucks.com.
Widgetbucks, right?
Widgetbucks, not Bucks.
Yeah,
Bucks.
because there's another company here in town called Box.
That's right.
different company. Widgetbucks.com. So thanks so much for giving me a little tour of your company and showing me what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
It's really exciting.
Appreciate it.